All right, meanwhile, there is an effort here with this tax measure, as the governor pointed out, to try to kill a key feature of the health care law, and maybe in so doing kill the health care law itself, while getting the votes necessary and the money necessary to secure those tax cuts over the next decade. With us now, South Dakota Republican Senator Mike Brown. Senator Brown, it's good to have you. How likely and how broad-based is the support for this measure in the Senate right now? I know Lisa Murkowski, which surprised me in Alaska, was okay with it. What do you think?
It's pretty broad-based. I think we've got the support right now, moving in the right direction. We need 50 plus the vice president. It'd be better if we had 51 or 52. I think we're very close to those numbers right now. I think moving forward as quickly as we are suggests that leadership is fairly comfortable with the whip count at this time.
When you say leadership is fairly confident that this measure, with that provision on the individual mandate, that it would pass?
I think so. And we've done a lot of discussing on this. This is not something that was just, tossed out in the last day or so. We've talked about this for at least a week, and we really wanted to have it scored. We wanted to find out, what the impact would be. Most recently is yesterday. The numbers for the basic repeal would be about $338 billion over a 10-year period of time. There are some qualifications or modifications that might reduce that number somewhat, but that's really critical in terms of making this package workable and desirable. If you can take that 338, that's a lot of dollars available that allow you to eliminate some of the other, as we call it, the spinach, some of the more challenging elimination of exemptions or deductions that now we don't have to mess with. So this
does that include then you could go ahead and front load the corporate tax as it stands now to take effect in 2018, just as the House plan has it?
That's a possibility, but I don't think that would be the priority.
Interesting.
In part because businesses in most cases have made their plans for how they would spend the resources they've got in the next year, 2018. But what this also allows under our plan is that they can do immediate expensing of a lot of the purchases, even if it is at a higher tax rate. And some of the businesses say that that's as a second alternative, that's okay. In the meantime, it would allow us to focus on what we would identify as is allowing the American public to see as a growing, healthy economy. And that is they'll see a fairer tax rate for them. They'll see reductions in terms of the impact on middle and upper income salaries, and they'll have that sense of confidence that this really is working. They'll see that right away. And part of what we're talking about here is gaining the confidence of the American people that we're actually doing what we said we'd do. More of them are going to be able to file a short form 1040A style approach, and more of them are going to actually see more money in their pockets from a tax rate reduction. And that goes across the lower income, middle income, and into the upper income brackets. So that's really what this allows us to do.
Mm-hmm.
And as I say, the business folks, they make their plans a little bit farther out.
Yeah, but I still think they would prefer sooner rather than later. But
no question about that.
But I hear you.
Sometimes there's trade-offs.
Yeah, Senator, I do want to talk about Roy Moore and his situation now in Alabama. He has no intention of stepping down as he continues to run for that Senate seat, despite what many of your colleagues say, for all I know, maybe what you're saying. If he is elected, though, do you think the Senate should kick him out?
What we've said, and what I believe is, first of all, the people in Alabama have to make a decision about who they want to represent them. They're stuck between a rock and a hard place right now with the new allegations and the preponderance of the evidence which is coming out. And I happen to believe these women who are coming forward right now, they have no other reason to come forward. Clearly they have relationships, or they had inappropriate relationships that they're sharing, and that's very uncomfortable for them. My recommendation personally is that he should step aside for the good of the country. Second of all, though, you do have some complications, as your previous speaker had talked about. Perhaps the best approach would be if there was a way to, as originally, this was supposed to go until 2018. The governor did step in and create a special election. I don't know whether she could, at this point, allow for a new date for an election or not. I can't say that. But I think we have to focus once again. This is a choice for the people in Alabama to make.
But if they
it gets
choose
to
on
the
December
Senate,
12th, Senator, to go ahead, have the election, and they elect him, he's down in the latest polls by 4 points. That could change. So he is a duly elected United States Senator in that event. Is there anything the Senate can do for addressing misdeeds, alleged misdeeds that go back 4 decades? They would not be current crimes or anything of that sort. So it would be difficult to remove him, wouldn't it?
There's 2 parts. First of all, there is nothing that would stop him from taking the oath of office. However, membership and the discipline of the membership is clearly by constitutional direction left up to the body itself. And the Senate does not have any statute of limitations that prohibit them from looking at items that have looked at in the past. I think the leader was very clear that he believes that the Ethics Committee would look at those issues and that they would have the opportunity, if they desired, to bring forth charges that could very well eliminate him from being allowed to serve in the United States Senate if he was sworn in.
All right, Senator, we'll watch closely. Good seeing you.